Hello, it's me again. The next day of our challenge, and let's do another coding. Let me move to the screen, and I will start our Pomodoro session. I will close that. Okay. What we did? Okay, in our PowerShell, maybe I will reconnect my account, AC account here, to make sure that I will be able to do the deployment. And recently we did the deployment. What I would like to do, it would be nice to let's say prepare a kind of script for running the deployment in PowerShell. Why? I will show you later, and probably you will understand that also from that video. I will create the folder called scripts, and I will try to Google something called PowerShell allowed verbs, approved verbs for PowerShell, because not all verbs are allowed in PowerShell. Let's say that's the kind of convention which we need to follow, because we are getting lots of warnings that hey, you used not allowed verb in your commandlet name. So here you can find the list of verb. Let me find out verb deploy. Okay, and here lifecycle verbs. Lifecycle verbs. Send application web server solution to remote targets in such a way to consumer. Okay, so I think we can use that verb. So I will create new file, deploy to subscription ps1, and I will use generate PowerShell script for deploying templates from parameters with not with parameters to Azure, with Azure Powershell. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So my GitHub Copilot is turned off. I will fix that later. So for now, I will just follow. I will just try to run that as usually. So here param. Yes. Okay, and my command was that. So what I'll use here, it's something called splatting. Splatting, it's a mechanism, PowerShell. It's a mechanism which allows you to build kind of collection of parameters and push that as a hash table into the PowerShell commandlet. Why it's useful? It's useful because it can clarify code. You will not have that long line or line with lots of breaks, because it's, from my perspective, not really readable. And thanks to this, you can just clarify the code and some kind of calculations or transformation of the parameters. It can be done in the easier way, I would say. I'm using so often that splatting. Also, you can you can use splatting, and then inline you can define another parameters. So you can mix those two approaches of pushing parameters into your commandlet. So in splatting, I will params. I will use here with yes, we need to use that character, yes, of course. So here in here you can define the parameters which should be pushed to template file to your commandlet. So here I will string parameter mandatory set to true, template file path. Also I will put another parameter, template parameter file path, and yeah, for location I will, for now I will just hard code that here. So it's dollar template file path template parameter file with the template parameter file, and location I will hardcode as Poland Central. And here you can see that now I can use this params, and that commandlet will be overwritten. What I did, I just auto formatted code with Visual Studio Code. This is somewhere here, maybe auto for format, yeah, command option and F character on your keyboard, so that's the shortcut format document. I already saved that, and yeah, I can do some testing of my script. So here maybe I will clear the console. Yes, I clean the console. So for now I can what I can do, I can just quickly params prot, and I will do this template parameter src infra resource group bicep and template parameter file. Oh, maybe another way. Before that, I will try to import module. Oh no, just let's keep that as it is. So again, params prot that way, template file path src infra resource bicep template parameter file src infra resource group prot Okay, I will define also for def and for now I can run my scripts deploy with params def. So you can see that it's kind of easy to, and it's kind of clean to run the script from our environment. So yeah, as you can see, it runs properly. Let's check for prod. It's running, yeah, and again we got the successful run of that script. Okay, we have 10 more minutes, and you can ask why I decided to create such a script. It's kind of maybe from your perspective it's kind of useless, because I wrap up the same thing which I almost did in my console, but thanks to this I can unify my deployments, because for example here you have a local environment, and working in the infrastructure is basically the fact that you need to properly test your deployment. You need to run the deployment environment. There is no, let's say, 100% way of testing the deployment locally without deploying resources in cloud, in Azure, AWS, GCP, whatever. So effectively, if you would like to test the codes, you need to have you need to deploy that somehow. I'm using PowerShell because from my perspective, thanks to this approach, I can unify the ways of the deployments in different places. So locally, I can just run the script with the same, let's say, configuration, and also from the pipelines like GitHub Actions, Azure DevOps pipelines, whatever, I can run the same script with the parameters. So because in another, let's say, approach, we can move, or we can have the situation that for testing the deployments locally, I need to create some script for me, but for the when I'm doing the deployment from pipelines from our CI/CD processes, it behaves differently, because we have two different ways of deployments. Yeah, because in our pipelines we can use built-in components, built-in blocks, for example, for deploying Azure resources. In Azure DevOps there is Azure Resource Manager, as I remember. I haven't used that for a long time. Resource Manage Template Deployment. Yeah, so yeah, this is kind of task for Azure ARM template deployments. Yeah, for example, and here you can deploy the resources with the built-in components, but effectively you are using some components which is kind of black box for us. So you effectively don't know how it exactly behaves under the hood. It uses Azure CLI, it uses PowerShell. Maybe you cannot achieve something because the restrictions of the tooling. I don't know. And thanks to this, I have, let's say, the similar approach everywhere. And I'm just using Azure PowerShell built-in block, and that's it. It works basically without any additional configuration. And additionally, I can show you, maybe not today because we are almost out of time, but I can show you how you can configure your environment to use the same scripts and how to run them with shortcuts in Visual Studio Code. So you will be able to run the script and debug them, because for now it's kind of super easy script, but I can imagine that based on the parameters you can really simplify the deployments, because you can also embed kind of deployment logic within the script. So for example, if the location and environment type it's, I don't know, dev and West Europe, then please do the scripts in that way, or something else. So thanks to this you have lots of flexibility of designing deployments, designing your CI/CD pipelines, and you can unify the pipelines, which is also always great, because you can reuse building blocks and you are getting more or less that consistency, that in all places you are using the same tools in the same way. Because as I said at the beginning, deployment of the infrastructure, or testing, at least testing deployment of the infrastructure effectively cannot be done without just deploying the infrastructure. In software development world, you have unit tests, integration tests, and so on, and you can just run business process within your software, and based on that you can tell, or you can check if your software is working properly, the process is followed properly, but in, let's say, that infrastructure world, it's hard to test that without touching the real organism, I would say, the cloud provider, without deploying the resources into the Azure. And also, still we can have some problems, like with key vaults or storage accounts, where the names should be globally unique, and you can have the collisions. But with those problems we will deal with if it will be needed. So okay, we are almost done. Maybe I will add something to the README. Sure, okay. Deployments into the Azure are done with PowerShell commands and scripts stored in src / scripts folder. Splatting. The splatting mechanism is a PowerShell syntax which allows you to simplify running runs of cmdlets with a big number of parameters. In the And also approved verbs. Oh, yeah, we are almost done. So just I will put the link, and the next day we can continue fulfilling the documentation. And about splatting. Okay, so here yes, add script for sources into subscription, readme, add comment about what? About deployments and approved verbs in PS. Git push. Okay. So yeah, if I will refresh here, I have my script deployed to subscription, and in readme I have those additional links. So thanks for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this content, you learned something new, and see you in the next video tomorrow. See ya, have a nice day or have a nice evening. Bye.